Hello and welcome tonight. Chief of Army Staff leads mop-up operations in Borno State. Troops arrest 6 members of the Boko Haram sect. Youths express anger over rampant corruption in the country as they take to the streets in support of President Muhammadu Buhari's anti-corruption crusade. NAFDAC raids companies and warehouses in Benin over alleged sale of substandard foods and drugs to the public. And 7 people die as a Hawker Hunter jet crashes into several vehicles during Showham Showcase in the UK.
On Business News tonight, experts seek review of 2015 Cybercrime Act.
And on sports news, the most anticipated men's 100 meters final is set to take place tomorrow in Beijing as Usain Bolt puts his status as sprint king on the line once again.
We'll begin tonight with security concerns as the Delta State government and other states in the southeast have come together to fashion a way of tackling the challenge as it presents itself in their areas. The governors gathered in Awka, the Anambra State capital, at the security summit to brainstorm with heads of some security agencies on how to control crime and other security vices. The alarming situation where most youths are unemployed has led to the emergence of militancy in the Niger Delta, Boko Haram insurgency in the north, kidnappings and a host of other crimes has left the country in a complete state of insecurity. This is a security conference organized by the Anambra State government, which drew the attention of governors from the region to address this challenge as it affects them. In attendance are the host governor, Willie Obiano of Anambra State, governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, Governor Okeze Ekpeazu of Abia State, Governor Dave Umahi, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, Director State Security Service, Lawal Dora, Rear Admiral Stanley Ogoege, Flag Officer, Western Naval Command, traditional rulers, members of the National Assembly, amongst others. The governors at this conference talked about their experiences and the advantages of a stable security system.
I also speak of our homegrown headaches, the insurgents, kidnapping, violence and armed robbery, child trafficking and other petty crimes that rob us of our deserved peace of mind.
But I think that in going through all this, we must establish ways of providing jobs for our younger ones, so that with the hope that we provide for them, the likelihood of being able to secure our states and our communities will become much easier as we go about in the years to come.
Explaining the relationship between security and intelligence, the Director, State Security Service, had this to say.
While security involves a sense of safety, which enables citizens to go about their legitimate businesses without fear, intelligence is processed information which initiates policies that drive decision-making and related procedures. Since security connotes safety and orderliness, it is therefore a function of intelligence. Security also means safety of the state and its operators.
Other participants at the conference also proffered solutions to the problem.
Government should provide adequate funding for the police. We have the capacity to do that. The problem with this country is that resources are generated and not properly distributed.
The Inspector General of Police gives assurance to safeguard lives and property more efficiently.
Whatever information you give to us will be secured. And we'll always ensure that our men, they do the correct thing. There is no organization that will be as large as the Nigerian police force that you will not have some deviants. But those deviants, we keep on arresting them, we keep on dealing with them, and with your assistance, we are sure that we will be able to give you the type of security that you deserve.
Given the fact that safety and security is a collective responsibility, strengthening the state government in this region to attain optimum security for many is a priority.
Troops fighting insurgency in the northeast of Nigeria have every reason to be in high spirit. Well, this is because the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, is himself leading the troops who are conducting mop-up operations in the area formerly occupied by Boko Haram sect members. The operation follows a recent aerial bombardment of territories enclaved by the insurgents.
Since the presidential ultimatum was given, Chief of Army Staff and the Chief of Air Staff have been on the front line with troops in Operation Lafia Dole. Their mission? Rout Boko Haram as ordered by the president. They say they are currently mopping up areas recovered from the militant group. They will also interact with frontline troops. Saturday's patrol has paid off with the arrest of 6 insurgents freeing from their hideouts, pretending to be herdsmen. They had earlier ambushed soldiers on patrol, killing 1 and injuring 2. Troops in operational areas are in high spirit, especially with the assurance coming from the Army Chief that all issues they have raised will be addressed.
Definitely, we are very happy to see them. They feel belonged, and they also feel being part of them. All right, it's very important to connect properly with the troops in the field. So that's what we are doing, to raise their morale and to assure them that we are with them. Nigerians are indeed with them.
The Lafia Dole commander, also known as the theatre commander, says the renewed drive and approach towards the war against insurgency is sure to provide better results.
We had 2 divisions operating independently. That's 3 div and 7 divisions. But with the new structure that is put in place now from 14th of this month, now you have a corps commander where the 2 divisions will be coordinated from my office. All we want is the synergy of purpose, synergy of operation, so that we have, it gives us that latitude to face challenges as they come as a formidable force, as against leaving each division to be operating independently. Yes.
The Mafa, Dikwa and Gamboru axis of Borno State, still devoid of human existence, is believed to be laden with landmines. The internally displaced from remote villages are now taking refuge in the remains of what used to be a school in Mafa local government. The Chief of Army Staff has urged the troops to sustain the tempo and keep the routes busy and open so that locals can safely return to their homes.
Those eager to know what the president has done in his 100 days in office may not have to worry, as they may hear from the president himself on the state of the economy and the fight against corruption. This was disclosed to Channels Television by the senior special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Malam Shehu Garba. Malam Garba said that the process of recovering the looted monies will also be made known to Nigerians.
I believe that towards the 100 days, I believe that the numbers will come together and there will be a sense of how far the government has gone as to some of these efforts in terms of recovery and voluntary submissions. I believe all 2 lanes are being followed. I believe that they are building up to maybe an address that he possibly will give to Nigerians on the state of the economy and the details, all of that will be coming from him. So I don't want to preempt what the president will himself be saying.
Meanwhile, the campaign against corruption by the present administration is beginning to catch on some Nigerians. In Kaduna State, northeast of Nigeria, youths have marched in the streets to show their support to President Muhammadu Buhari on his efforts to rid the country of the menace. Down south, in Lagos State as well, another group, in a similar manner, marched through the major streets to enlighten the populace about why the looters of the nation's treasury should be punished.
This is Kaduna State, where some youths in their numbers have taken to the streets in protest of what they term widespread corruption in the country. They walk through major roads while some go on motorbikes to support the campaign. The protesters marched to the government house to submit a letter to the state governor in support of the war against corruption. But they are told that the governor is away for other official engagement. For the leader of the group, Abdulsalami Mohammed, the President Muhammadu Buhari should probe everyone who has stolen from the nation's treasury in the past.
We voted General Muhammadu Buhari not because he's an ally or a friend to all these traditional or cleric. Yes. Why is it that all these traditional and religious leaders are trying to convince him not to go ahead with his probe? We have taken our stand and we remain on our stand. Nothing can change us. Muhammadu Buhari, we are calling on your attention. You should go ahead and ensure you probe everybody that has looted 1 million naira.
Here in Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, another group is seeking total justice against looters of country's funds. The group walks through major streets in the city in solidarity with President Buhari's administration, who they say is determined to change Nigeria for the better. They say they are out to enlighten Nigerians about corruption.
He has been someone who has had a strong stand against corruption. His campaign was based strictly on anti-corruption. And now we've realized that we've seen from the day he started saying that he's going to probe those who have looted the country, where we've seen some organizations going to him, trying to appease him. China has brought out different programs, different stories on air that has helped us in thinking deeper to understand that it's not by us sitting at home that we're going to achieve this anti-corruption stance. It is by us coming together and putting pressure on the group, on the government, to make sure that this anti-corruption is actually put in place.
The group believes good governance can only be achieved when politicians fulfill all their campaign promises and fight corruption to a standstill.
In part two, after the break, Tribunal dismisses application asking it not to admit fresh witnesses on behalf of the Labour Party and its candidate in the Delta State governorship elections case. Stay with us.